Yo, what is going on YouTube? So, I'm back again with another Nerf review, and today is going to be a special one. I've been wanting this rival blaster for the longest time ever since it came out, and this is pretty much a extended Artemis, which is called the Nerf Rival Phantom Corps Hades, which is in this series where you can be red team or blue team. Usually rivals with red or blue, so yeah, but the Phantom Corps line, you don't see it too often. You only see it in like the Hera, the Chronos, Prometheus, the Helios, and all that. But yeah, without further ado, looks pretty cool. 60 rounds, literally integrated magazine, just like the Artemis, has slam fire. But yeah, without further ado, let's get the Hades out of this package and see what's included inside. So yeah. Alright, so what's included inside is a blaster itself, balls, team flags, and instructions. Alrighty, so after getting the Nerf Rival Hades out of its package, let's take a look at this thing. So starting up at the front, there is no barrel attachment, obviously, but there's 4 barrels. It doesn't fire out of the 3 on the top. It only fires out of the 1 on the bottom. And what I mean by that is every time you prime this, it collects a round from the integrated magazine and pushes it into the barrel at the bottom, which is the only one being fired. So every time you pull the trigger, the round will come out at the bottom, but not these 4. It just uses this rotating carousel looking thing to pick up the rounds from the magazine, kind of like this is what I'm showing you guys. So yeah, and how to load this thing is pretty simple. So you just pull this thing back. You don't have to pull it back all the way, but when you load the rounds in or you don't pull it back all the way, the spring is not compressed. So the rounds will just be pushing forward and it'll just be annoying and it'll just give you a hard time. So I recommend pushing it all the way back. If they even will let me, there you go. So yeah, once you push it all the way back, and you can load your integrated magazines pretty easily. And each tube holds 20 rounds, so in total of 3 tubes, which equals 60 rounds. So yeah, they're pretty easy. This slot is a lot more bigger than the Artemis, so you can actually fit 3 at once if you're fast enough or used to doing that. Me, I can only push 2 at a time, but yeah, it's still pretty long, or it takes a very long time to load something this big. So yeah, I mean 60 round is quite a lot. So yeah, and there are 2 tack rails up here. One which is at the blaster, and one is like connected to the loading mechanism thing. So yeah, overall, I mean the priming handle is very smooth. Actually, it's way better than something like the Artemis. The Artemis is very small, and my finger kept banging up on this piece of plastic right here, would just be very uncomfortable. But with the Hades, that's not a problem. And you can actually shoulder the Hades because there is a stock back here. It's not the most comfortable to place your stock in because of this divot or the way they designed the stock. But at least you have something to rest on, especially when you're slam firing for a long time. You want to just keep holding this and doing that, kind of like similar to what the Artemis is. So yeah, and this blaster, it's not too heavy. I expected it to be lighter or heavier, but yeah, I guess it's not too bad. So yeah, and this blaster does have slam fire. So this is regular fire. Every time you prime back, pull the trigger and fire 1 round. But if you want to slam fire, hold down the trigger, and every time the priming handle hits the 4th position, it will automatically fire a round, allowing you to dump your 60 rounds pretty quickly. So yeah. And to the grip is very comfortable. I mean, it's adult size because Rival are meant for adults, which really says 14 up on the package. So yeah, it's very comfortable grip, fits my hand very well, even though it is a large thumb hole grip. So yeah, I have a bunch of space to move my wrist. So I appreciate Nerf doing that. And you do have a safety, which is on both sides, so which is on left and righty. So on the up position, you can pull the trigger. You push it down, you cannot pull the trigger. So yeah, it's pretty easy to hit. To be honest, not that hard. So Yeah. And overall, there is sling mounts on this blaster. So there's one up here, which is right there, and one on the back, which you can put these team flags on if you so choose. I never used them, but it comes with them just in case if you were fighting team against team, like Team Blue or Team Red. Just like it comes with this with every Phantom Corps Rival Blaster. So yeah, I actually never use these, so I just keep them in the package and just put them in my closet. So I don't really use them, but yeah. And here's the priming indicator. So right now it's not prime. As you can see, it's clear. But when I prime the blaster, as you can see, it's orange, indicating that you're primed. So yeah, it only comes with enough rounds to fill the blaster once. So you lose these rounds, which rival rounds are pretty expensive, but I have a ton of rival rounds, especially for my Prometheus, so shouldn't be a problem. But yeah, I'm not really sure I'm going to be using my target. I'm probably going to just fire at my curtains because I know rival rounds will go everywhere, and especially hitting that target, the rounds bounce back because I'm not going to be going around looking for 60 rival rounds. It's going to take forever. I mean, nothing like compared to the Prometheus, but still though. But yeah, overall, I mean, yeah, it's pretty much a extended Artemis. Instead of holding 30 rounds, it holds 60. So as you can see, it's much longer than the Artemis. So Artemis, I would say it's about here. So the Hades about, I'm not sure because I haven't measured both of them, but I'm guessing about 15 inches longer. So yeah. So overall, pretty cool looking. And now let's get to the firing test and see how the Nerf rival Hades, or I should call it Phantom Corps Hades, performs. So yeah, let's get to the firing test. First, starting out with normal firing. And now some slam fire. Alright, so as you guys can see, that was the firing test of the Nerf rival Hades. So there's a few things to talk about this thing here. So first of all, this thing is very massive. It's very long. I mean, if you already have an Artemis, if you never held a Hades before, it's pretty similar to an Artemis, but just extended and has a stop where you can shoulder it. But while I was firing tested, I noticed the accuracy of this is very inconsistent because let me show you guys why. Because it's not firing out of like the middle barrel or up top like many ordinary Nerf blasters. It's firing from the bottom, and inside there is a hop up unit or hop up system. So every time the round or the rival rounds get fired out of the barrel, it spins it upward. So which allows the rounds to go upward, or it allows you to go to the right. Sometimes, oh wait, that's to the left, that's to the right. So yeah, overall, the accuracy of the Hades is not really good. I don't know if that will change when using Nerf Accu rounds or rival Accu rounds. So yeah. That's a little bit weird. And yeah, there is an unjamming button right there. So you prime the blaster. Once you prime it, you can't prime it again. So you having that will allow you to clear any jams and malfunctions. Thing so small, I almost forgot to mention that in this review. So yeah, overall the Hades performs okay. According to Coop 772, it hits around like 87, 88 FPS, which is a little slow for the Nerf rival part because rival is usually around 90 to 100. So it's shooting a little slow, but come on, if you miss, just shoot again. You have a 60 round capacity blaster. So yeah, so this is definitely better than the Artemis, but there is reasons to that. One, you actually have something that you can shoulder on. Two, you have higher capacity, which will last you much longer if you don't want to carry around independent magazines. This one, the Hades, is a good option for you. But if you're looking for something more compact, the Artemis will do. This is not very compact. I don't know how you're supposed to sling this on your side because it's pretty heavy. It's way heavier than the Artemis because it's a lot more bigger than the Artemis. So that's to be expected. And yeah, overall, it's just an extended Artemis. There's really nothing special about it. It still has slam fire just like the Artemis. You know what I'm saying? Like compared to the Artemis only holds 30 rounds while the Hades holds 60. So yeah, that's a big difference. An extra 30 rounds will not hurt, especially if you're in a war. So, yeah, it's pretty fun. And like I said, I mentioned these team flags. I mean, the only reason I'm going to use them is when I'm in like a war or something where I want team blue or team reds. The only time when I'm going to use this, I'm going to clip this on the back of the blaster. So, yeah, overall, I mean, like, it's a pretty simple blaster. There's really nothing special about it. It's literally a rival Artemis, but extended to shoot 60 instead of 30 rounds. So, yeah, overall, I mean, it's pretty simple, very basic blaster. I mean, there's really nothing else much to talk about. Just an extended Artemis. But yeah, like I said. So, yeah, overall, that's all about this review. I will throw the link in the description down below if you want to pick up the Nerf rival Phantom Corps Hades. Set the full name there. But yeah, you guys want to purchase it, link is always in the description down below. Highly recommend this blaster. It's very fun to play with. But just to know, if you're going to fire this thing, just put a pillow up or something where the rounds won't bounce everywhere. In the firing test, I did use a pillow, but it still kind of bounced everywhere because the consistency of this thing just sucks. Like, slurring my words because I never expected the Hades to be this inaccurate. Usually rivals are accurate. So yeah, I mean I kind of get why it's inaccurate, but you know what I'm saying? Overall, like I said, you miss, shoot again. You have 60 rounds for a reason. So yeah, overall, that's all about the review of the Nerf Rival Hades. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. And yeah, without further ado, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, do all that YouTube stuff. And yeah, without further ado, stay tactical. It's Nerf for nothing. Peace.